Cartographers are about to delete Miami from Caribbean tourism maps. Not literally. The city will still exist, but as a destination that matters to international travelers seeking Caribbean paradise, Miami is being systematically erased by a construction project happening 1,150 miles southeast of Florida. The erasure isn't happening with bombs or natural disasters. It's happening with concrete, steel, and the most sophisticated passenger processing technology ever deployed in the Western Hemisphere. When the project completes in 18 months, Miami's role as the Caribbean's gateway city will be as obsolete as using paper maps to navigate the digital age. This is the inside story of how Jamaica is literally rewriting the geography of Caribbean travel, how they're making Miami irrelevant to millions of tourists who never realized they had an alternative, and how a single airport expansion project is about to eliminate an entire American city from the world's vacation planning calculations. Dr. Elena Rodriguez has spent her entire career drawing lines on maps. As chief cartographer for the International Association of Travel Agents, she creates the route maps that determine how 340 million people plan their vacations every year. The maps in her London office haven't changed significantly in 3 decades, until February 2024, when Jamaica handed her blueprints that would require redrawing every Caribbean travel map in existence. The blueprints detail something that aviation experts said was impossible: a Caribbean airport complex capable of processing more international passengers than Miami International, with connection times so fast they make Miami's hub system look like amateur hour. Dr. Rodriguez studies infrastructure projects worldwide, but she's never seen anything designed with such surgical precision to eliminate a competitor. Every runway angle, every terminal corridor, every passenger processing system is calculated to do one thing: make Miami connections unnecessary for Caribbean-bound travelers. The project's official name is Norman Manley International Airport Phase 7 Enhancement. Dr. Rodriguez calls it the Miami Eraser, because that's exactly what it's designed to do: erase Miami from the mental maps of anyone planning Caribbean travel. The erasure begins with something most travelers never think about: runway orientation. Jamaica's new runways are positioned to accommodate simultaneous landings from Europe, Africa, and South America, while maintaining perfect weather performance during Caribbean hurricane season. Miami's runways, built in the 1950s, force aircraft into holding patterns during peak traffic periods and shut down completely during severe weather. When European airlines analyze the new Jamaica facility, they discover something that changes their entire Caribbean strategy. They can eliminate Miami stopovers without sacrificing passenger capacity, route efficiency, or operational reliability. British Airways' internal route analysis shows that London-Kingston-Barbados routing saves 47 minutes compared to London-Miami-Barbados, while reducing fuel consumption by 12% and eliminating U.S. customs delays entirely. The mathematics are so compelling that BA executives question why they ever used Miami routing in the first place. Air France's analysis is even more devastating to Miami's competitive position. Paris-Kingston-Martinique routing costs 18% less to operate than Paris-Miami-Martinique, while providing superior passenger experience metrics across every category measured. Lufthansa discovers that Frankfurt-Kingston connections to any Caribbean destination outperform Frankfurt-Miami connections on fuel efficiency, passenger satisfaction, connection reliability, and total travel time. Their internal memo concludes, Jamaica routing makes Miami routing obsolete for European Caribbean operations. Dr. Rodriguez realizes she's looking at something unprecedented in aviation history: a complete geographical restructuring of international travel patterns, designed and implemented by a single infrastructure project. The implications extend far beyond airline route planning. When major European carriers eliminate Miami from their Caribbean routing, Miami disappears from European travel agency booking systems. European tourists planning Caribbean vacations will see Jamaica connections as their primary option, with Miami routing relegated to alternative options that most travelers never explore. While construction crews build Jamaica's physical infrastructure, a parallel digital construction project ensures Miami's erasure from online travel planning systems worldwide. Marcus Chen leads Jamaica's digital tourism platform development team from a secure facility in Kingston. His background includes 15 years at Google Maps, where he learned how digital geography shapes human behavior. Now he's applying that knowledge to make Jamaica appear as the obvious choice for Caribbean travel, while making Miami seem like an unnecessary detour. The digital erasure operates through search engine optimization, booking platform algorithms, and travel planning artificial intelligence systems that most consumers never see, but that control their vacation decisions. When European tourists search for Caribbean vacation packages, Jamaica's digital platform ensures that direct Jamaica routing appears prominently in search results, while Miami-connected options are buried several pages deep. The manipulation is subtle enough to feel like natural search results, while systematically guiding consumers toward Jamaica-centered itineraries. Travel booking websites use algorithms that prioritize options based on factors including total travel time, connection convenience, and price competitiveness. Jamaica's digital team has optimized their routing data to rank higher than Miami alternatives across all these factors, ensuring that comparison shopping favors Jamaica connections even when Miami options exist. But the most sophisticated aspect of Jamaica's digital strategy involves artificial intelligence travel planning assistance used by major European travel agencies. These AI systems analyze thousands of variables to recommend optimal vacation packages for customers. Jamaica has provided training data that teaches these systems to recognize Jamaica routing as superior to Miami routing across multiple criteria: faster connections, fewer delays, better customer service, more convenient scheduling, and lower total costs. The AI systems now automatically recommend Jamaica-connected Caribbean vacations to European customers, while flagging Miami-routed alternatives as less convenient options that require additional explanation and justification. Sarah Williams, a travel agent in Manchester, England, notices the shift in her booking system recommendations. 6 months ago, Miami connections were the default for Caribbean bookings. Now the system suggests Jamaica routing first, and I have to actively search for Miami alternatives. Most customers just book whatever the system recommends. The digital erasure extends to social media and travel content creation. Jamaica's tourism authority has partnered with European travel influencers to create content showcasing the convenience and luxury of direct Caribbean routing through Kingston. These influencers never explicitly criticize Miami routing. They simply present Jamaica connections as the modern, sophisticated choice for European travelers. The content goes viral organically because it genuinely reflects superior travel experiences. European tourists posting about their seamless Jamaica connections generate authentic social media buzz that no advertising budget could purchase. Meanwhile, Miami-rooted Caribbean experiences generate increasingly negative social media content. Connection delays, immigration hassles, missed flights, and airport confusion create viral videos and posts that portray Miami routing as outdated, stressful, and unnecessary. The psychological impact compounds over time. European tourists begin associating Miami connections with travel problems, while associating Jamaica routing with smooth, professional experiences. The association becomes so strong that many travelers specifically request no Miami connections when booking Caribbean vacations. Jamaica hasn't just built superior infrastructure. They've programmed the internet to erase Miami from Caribbean vacation planning conversations. While Jamaica builds physical and digital infrastructure to erase Miami from travel maps, they simultaneously construct economic systems that make Miami irrelevant to Caribbean tourism financing and revenue generation. Dr. Patricia Gordon, Jamaica's Minister of Finance, spent 2 years designing what economists call tourism revenue capture architecture, financial systems that ensure tourist spending stays within Jamaica's economic ecosystem rather than leaking to American intermediaries. The architecture begins with currency innovation that eliminates Miami's traditional role in Caribbean tourism finance. For decades, Caribbean tourism operated on U.S. dollar dependency. European tourists paid for flights and hotels in dollars. Caribbean businesses received dollars, then converted those dollars through American banking systems that captured transaction fees, exchange rate margin, and processing charges throughout the value chain. Jamaica's new system eliminates dollar dependency through the Caribbean tourism digital currency, a blockchain-based payment network that allows direct Euro to Caribbean currency exchange without American banking intermediation. European tourists can pre-purchase Caribbean tourism tokens at guaranteed exchange rates, then spend those tokens throughout their vacation without transaction fees, currency conversion costs, or American banking involvement. The savings average 8% compared to traditional dollar-based Caribbean vacation spending. But currency innovation is just the foundation of Jamaica's economic erasure strategy. The more devastating weapon is integrated tourism finance that makes Jamaica connections more profitable than Miami routing for every participant in the travel industry. European travel agencies receive higher commissions for booking Jamaica-connected Caribbean packages compared to Miami-routed alternatives. The differential is significant enough that travel agents actively promote Jamaica routing to maximize their own earnings while providing customers with superior experiences. European airlines earn higher profit margins on Jamaica routing due to reduced operational costs, eliminated American airport fees, and streamlined ground handling procedures. The profit advantage is so substantial that airlines offer lower prices to consumers while maintaining better margins than Miami routing provided. Caribbean hotels and resorts partnering with Jamaica's integration network receive guaranteed booking volumes, coordinated marketing support, and shared customer data that helps optimize occupancy rates and pricing strategies. The benefits are unavailable through Miami-based tourism systems, creating powerful incentives for Caribbean businesses to support Jamaica routing over American alternatives. The economic architecture creates what game theorists call dominant strategy equilibrium, a situation where every participant benefits more from choosing Jamaica routing than Miami routing, making the system self-reinforcing and immune to competitor manipulation. European tourists save money. European travel agencies earn higher commissions. European airlines achieve better margins. Caribbean businesses receive better terms. The only losers are Miami-based tourism intermediaries who previously extracted value from each of these relationships. The economic erasure accelerates as more participants join Jamaica's integrated system. Network effects compound the advantages, making Jamaica routing increasingly attractive while making Miami routing comparatively expensive and inconvenient. By December 2024, economic analysis shows that Miami routing costs European tourists an average of $340 more per vacation compared to Jamaica routing, while providing inferior experiences across every measurable category. Miami isn't just being erased from maps, it's being erased from economic viability for Caribbean tourism. Jamaica's most sophisticated erasure strategy involves international law and diplomatic agreements that make American interference with their tourism revolution legally impossible. Ambassador Michael Thompson operates from Jamaica's Geneva mission, where he spends his days negotiating treaties that sound boring to most people, but that represent devastating legal warfare against American tourism interests. The centerpiece of Jamaica's legal strategy is the Caribbean Tourism Sovereignty Framework, a comprehensive international agreement that establishes Caribbean nations' legal right to develop independent tourism infrastructure without interference from external powers. The framework includes specific provisions protecting Caribbean aviation agreements, tourism marketing partnerships, and financial systems from trade retaliation or regulatory manipulation by non-Caribbean governments. Any attempt to restrict Jamaica's tourism development would violate international law and trigger automatic trade protection measures. 23 Caribbean and Central American nations have signed the framework, along with the European Union, the African Union, and 12 South American countries. The legal coalition makes American retaliation against Jamaica's tourism strategy impossible, without simultaneously violating treaties with most of America's major trading partners. But Jamaica's legal erasure strategy extends beyond defensive protection to offensive legal warfare that systematically eliminates American advantages in Caribbean tourism markets. Working through World Trade Organization procedures, Jamaica has filed complaints challenging various aspects of American tourism infrastructure that provide unfair competitive advantages over Caribbean alternatives. The complaints target U.S. airport security procedures that create delays for American-connected Caribbean travel, immigration policies that discourage European tourism through American gateways, and federal aviation regulations that restrict Caribbean airlines' access to American airspace, while providing preferential treatment to American carriers. Each complaint is carefully crafted to appear reasonable and focused on fair competition, rather than retaliation against American interests. But collectively, they create legal pressure that forces American officials to eliminate policies that historically favored Miami routing over Caribbean alternatives. The most devastating legal weapon in Jamaica's arsenal involves European Union trade law and consumer protection regulations. Working with Brussels-based attorneys, Jamaica has documented how Miami routing violates EU consumer protection standards by forcing unnecessary delays, additional costs, and inferior service quality compared to direct Caribbean routing alternatives. The legal analysis shows that European travel companies promoting Miami routing over superior Jamaica alternatives could face consumer fraud liability under EU law. The threat is subtle but effective. European travel agencies are quietly shifting their Caribbean promotions toward Jamaica routing to avoid potential legal exposure. Jamaica has also negotiated bilateral aviation agreements with individual European countries that provide preferential treatment for direct Caribbean routing, while creating regulatory barriers for Miami-connected alternatives. The agreements include provisions for streamlined customs processing, reduced aviation taxes, and coordinated security procedures that make Jamaica routing significantly more efficient than American routing, while maintaining full compliance with European security requirements. European aviation regulators describe the agreements as routine bilateral cooperation, but the cumulative effect systematically disadvantages Miami routing while providing Jamaica with comprehensive competitive protection. By March 2025, Jamaica's legal erasure strategy has created an international regulatory environment where Miami routing faces increasing restrictions and costs, while Jamaica routing receives preferential treatment and protection. American tourism officials realize they cannot fight Jamaica's legal strategy without risking damage to relationships with allies across Europe, the Caribbean, and Latin America. The legal erasure has made Miami's Caribbean tourism dominance not just economically unviable, but diplomatically unsustainable. As Jamaica's erasure project accelerates, Miami launches its most desperate counteroffensive, a comprehensive resistance campaign designed to preserve their Caribbean tourism relevance Despite Jamaica's systematic advantages, Mayor Daniela Levine Cava authorizes Project Gateway Defense, a $4.8 billion initiative combining infrastructure acceleration, marketing warfare, and political intervention to prevent Jamaica's complete erasure of Miami from Caribbean tourism maps. The resistance begins with infrastructure warfare designed to match Jamaica's passenger processing efficiency, while maintaining Miami's historical advantages as an American gateway city. Miami accelerates construction on Terminal H, a facility designed exclusively for Caribbean connections with biometric processing systems, dedicated customs facilities, and streamlined ground transportation that reduces connection times from an average of 2.7 hours to under 90 minutes. The terminal includes luxury amenities specifically targeting European travelers, European-style cafes, duty-free shopping with European brands, currency exchange at preferred rates, and concierge services offering Miami attractions for passengers with extended layovers. Miami's strategy focuses on transforming connection delays from frustrations into opportunities, encouraging European tourists to spend money in Miami during connections, rather than avoiding Miami entirely through Jamaica routing. But infrastructure upgrades require 4 years for completion, while Jamaica's advantages are operational immediately. Miami realizes they need short-term tactics to prevent complete erasure during the construction period. The short-term strategy involves marketing warfare designed to undermine European confidence in Jamaica's capabilities, while reinforcing Miami's reliability and experience. Miami tourism officials launch a European advertising campaign, highlighting Miami's decades of experience handling international travelers, questioning whether Jamaica's new systems can reliably handle peak season traffic volumes, and emphasizing Miami's superior medical facilities, security infrastructure, and emergency response capabilities. The campaign includes testimonials from European travelers who experienced problems with Caribbean connections, weather delays at smaller airports, and language barriers outside major American cities. The messaging subtly suggests that Jamaica routing involves unnecessary risks compared to Miami's proven reliability. Miami also deploys financial incentives designed to counteract Jamaica's economic advantages. European travel agencies receive bonus commissions for maintaining Miami-routed Caribbean bookings above specified thresholds. European airlines get temporary landing fee reductions and fuel discounts that partially offset Jamaica's cost advantages. American hotel chains offer European tourists complimentary Miami beach resort stays during connection periods, transforming layovers into mini vacations that add value to Miami routing, while generating additional tourism revenue. The resistance campaign achieves temporary success in slowing Jamaica's market share growth, but Miami officials recognize they're fighting a losing battle against superior infrastructure, better economics, and stronger international partnerships. Miami's advantages, experience, brand recognition, infrastructure scale, are being systematically neutralized by Jamaica's next-generation systems and international support network. The resistance campaign delays Miami's complete erasure, but cannot prevent it. Jamaica's advantages compound over time, while Miami's traditional strengths become increasingly irrelevant to modern travel preferences and international partnership trends. By September 2025, Miami tourism officials privately acknowledge that their resistance campaign has failed to prevent Jamaica's fundamental transformation of Caribbean travel geography. European tourists are choosing Jamaica routing at rates that make Miami Caribbean operations economically unsustainable. Major European airlines are announcing route cancellations through Miami while expanding Jamaica service. European travel agencies are defaulting to Jamaica routing recommendations while treating Miami connections as specialty bookings for specific customer requests. Miami hasn't just lost market share. They've lost relevance to the fundamental economics and consumer preferences that drive Caribbean tourism decisions. 18 months after Jamaica's erasure project began, independent analysts measure the extent of Miami's disappearance from Caribbean tourism maps. Dr. Sarah Chen, director of the International Tourism Research Institute, releases the definitive assessment in her report titled The Geographic Restructuring of Caribbean Travel, a Quantitative Analysis of Tourism Flow Redirection, 2024 to 2025. The numbers document Miami's systematic erasure across every measurable category of Caribbean tourism activity. European tourist traffic through Miami to Caribbean destinations, down 67% compared to pre-Jamaica expansion levels. European airline Caribbean operations through Miami, reduced by 54%. European travel agency Caribbean bookings using Miami connections, declined 71%. Miami International Airport's Caribbean gate utilization decreased from 89% average occupancy to 34% average occupancy. Caribbean-focused businesses in Miami's airport district, 43% have closed or relocated. Miami hotel nights booked by European tourists during Caribbean connections, reduced by 78%. The quantitative analysis reveals that Jamaica hasn't just captured market share from Miami. They've eliminated Miami from consideration in most European Caribbean travel planning decisions. Dr. Chen's analysis includes geographic visualization that shows the erasure process in real time. European Caribbean tourism flows that historically routed through Miami now bypass Florida entirely, creating direct connections between Europe and the Caribbean through Jamaica's hub system. The visualization resembles a medical scan showing circulation being redirected around a blocked artery. Miami appears as a gray zone that tourism flows avoid, while Jamaica pulses with activity as the new circulation hub for Caribbean-bound travelers. But the most significant finding in Dr. Chen's analysis involves psychological erasure, the extent to which Miami has disappeared from European travelers' mental maps of Caribbean vacation planning. Today, a European family planning their first Caribbean vacation will likely never see Miami routing as an option. Their travel agent will recommend Jamaica connections as the standard approach. Their booking system will default to Kingston routing. Their social media feeds will show friends and influencers praising Jamaica's convenience and efficiency. Miami has been erased from their decision-making process so completely they may never realize an alternative existed. That erasure represents the ultimate victory for Jamaica's strategic vision. They haven't just captured market share from Miami, they've eliminated Miami from the conversation entirely. The map has been redrawn. The center of Caribbean tourism has moved, and the airport project that accomplished this transformation will be studied for decades as proof that geographic advantages can be created, not just inherited. Jamaica didn't just build an airport. They built a new center of gravity for Caribbean tourism that made Miami's historical advantages irrelevant to modern travel preferences. The erasure is complete. The new map is permanent. And Miami's 60-year dominance of Caribbean tourism has been replaced by Jamaica's technological superiority and customer-focused innovation.